Yeah, you know what I would like to say explicitly? Go targeted harass Vaush.
Oh my God, Jack.
I'm targeting. I put the target on his head for targeted
re-
harass.
Oh my God, what the Dude, chill. Who the even are these people? I know that I've been saying this a lot, guys. Please do not get an impression of like this is what real life left-leaning people are like, okay? I engage in a very particular type of discourse online, and I think I bring out like the worst kinds of people that are involved in it. Or maybe it's only the worst kinds that do this type of shit. Please don't get like a generalized view of all left-leaning people as a result of like my conversations. I mean, we can like frame it.
You pedantic fucking moron. Who gives a shit, you fucking pedantic idiot?
What's this?
He's a piece of shit. I hate this guy.
One thing that I noticed, I have to pause donations, hold on. I didn't realize how much infighting there is in even the smaller lefty communities. Mike's Discord hates everybody. They talk about how like every person Mike is associated with is like trying to have personal relations with him, and they hate them all. And they're talking about all these like, I guess Kay Swiftly and Ayeko and all these people like had this huge falling out. Oh my God. Reading through the Discord is like crazy. It's like, what is happening? I didn't know there was so much other drama that existed. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm using the restroom quick and then we're gonna talk to this guy 1 sec.
Hi there, Destiny. How you doing?
Oh my God, you're so loud. What's up?
Good to talk to you again. You know, it's been such a long time since you came on the show, and we. Oh, I'm getting echo from you, by the way.
Oh, sorry, your mic was a little loud, but hopefully it's better now.
Sorry about that. No, there we go. I'm all good. I had your stream still up. It's been a while. How you doing?
You know, pretty good. Just playing video games, shouting at people on Twitter. You know, same old, same old.
Good. You know, people were pretty upset today about you know, you being, you know, disinvited from your political person, sort of reaching out to DSA and seeing if you could be involved with the canvassing event.
Oh yeah, to be clear, so they initially kind of reached out to me, and then we responded, and then they didn't. And you know what? Based on my history with the DSA and my political stuff in general, that honest to God is not a problem. I don't mind that. I was actually super surprised when they initially showed interest.
Yeah, I don't believe that they really did initially show interest in you. You know, I know that you're kind of like controlling the terms of the debate here because it's your channel and everything like that. But I actually just don't believe you that they initially sort of reached out to you. You know, given the, you know, the Discord chats and everything like that from the DSA people that they released today.
Crazy. Would you be willing to put money on that, or is this just a
No,
talking point?
I really wouldn't put money on it because you know, I'm just not really I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. You know, I honestly think it's like a little bit ridiculous of Shoe on Head and Vaush and all these fucking, you know, grifter, you know, former alt-right people, really libertarians who came up in your chat room and who, frankly, you know, Vaush is a guy who you did a whole stream about how he's a sexual abuser. And a sexual harasser, and so it's really strange, you know, that you know, he's like sort of like you know, putting his neck out for you and everything like that. I know that everyone in your chat is like being like, oh, he doesn't pronounce Vaush correctly. It's because I don't give a shit. It's because I actually think this YouTube debate thing that you guys all do is just like for show. You know, it's actually like a silly, stupid fucking thing that actually doesn't affect anything. It's not, you know, actually like, you know, possible in any way. I actually do think YouTube debate is some really stupid shit. It's just like, you know, you're kind of like not that smart of a guy, really. You're like not actually that smart of a guy. You just have a lot of like fans because you were an early StarCraft streamer. And so like you can talk in sort of a paternal, patronizing way to a bunch of teenagers and make them think that you're a smart guy, you know? But like you're not really that smart of a guy. Like you just have a lot of people watching this channel who are teenagers and really not that politically educated, but you're just like kind of a bog standard libertarian guy, you know, and like, you know, and Vaush is a guy who came up in your chat room who actually was like a creep in your very chat room, who now is like a libertarian socialist who cares about like the age of consent so much.
Gotcha. Okay. Do I get to talk now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I would firstly like to say that I'm honored that you think I would be so incredibly naive that I would just totally make something up on the internet. I understand that maybe as having a significantly smaller platform, you're not used to people looking at every single thing you do under a magnifying glass, but the chances of me trying to just blatantly lie about who contacted who first would be hilariously stupid.
Okay.
Now you did
well, then
say,
I would love to see the proof that you have because like you're so sure about it with like you want to have a bet and all this kind of bullshit. So I'm sure you have an email from like the person that works for you saying like they've reached out to you or whatever the fuck. But I actually don't believe that Metro DSA Atlanta was trying to reach out to you in any capacity. So whatever screenshot that you're about to bust out is really not all that interesting. But please go ahead.
That's great. Okay, so I wrote down your points and I'm just trying to respond to them. I know that you're very energized, but I'm just trying to get through these. So it's entertaining to me that you think I would just blatantly lie about that. That's funny. It's okay if you don't believe me. I don't really need you to
Well, that's
believe
not
me.
really like a debate point, by the way. Like, I know that you're a debate guy, but like to respond to something being like, I find that funny is not like really anything. Like, that's just like, you know, trying to talk calmly because all the teenagers that watch you will kind of find that, like, feel that that's like more intelligent because of the way, you know, like the sort of manner in which you speak instead of what you say.
Yeah, so I agree it's not a debate thing because this isn't a debate. We're not debating. I'm just having a conversation with you right now. If
I
you
know.
want-
Actually, no, you've never done a debate, just so you know. You've never actually done a debate, even on all the sort of like promoted debates and stuff you've done like that. What you do is kind of like, you know, like wrestling. It's like a stupid fucking thing where you like, you know, actually kind of like talk to like all right guys that you pal around with. You know, you've never done a debate, really.
That's an interesting way to describe my people that I talk to that are alt-right as pals, but okay. So we've got the who reached out first thing out of the way. Shoe on Head had nothing to do with my stream. I don't know.
I don't care.
Oh, okay, well, you initially said that she came up in my stream.
All right, well, I don't care.
Okay, that's great. I just wanted to set the record straight on that. You said I did a stream on Vaush being a sexual harasser.
Yeah, he said that in his Reddit post that he was like, you did a whole thing showing his like sexual harassing, you know, Discord messages and everything like that. And, you know, because he's such a big fan of you and really his whole thing is just trying to impress you, you know, because he's like a loser who like came up in some StarCraft guy's Discord chat room, like a StarCraft guy who said that like, you know, rape was a good way to describe how to attack with Zergs or whatever the fuck, you know, that kind of shit. And also now is saying that like Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent and that, you know, we should mow down protesters, you know, and stuff like that.
So the reason why I'm just trying to run through these because you're saying just so much stuff that's not true. So first of all, Vaush completely disagreed with me on the Rittenhouse take. Nobody said that we should just mow down protesters. And just because I know,
but you did say we should mow down protesters directly. You said they should mow down these dipshit protesters. So you should mow down dipshit protesters. You said the word protesters.
Yeah, what was the last part of that?
But you said protesters who burned down buildings.
Yeah,
past
there you
10
go.
PM.
What would you call protesters who burned down buildings?
Yeah. What I would tell you this is that I actually don't think gunning down people in the streets of America for any reason is a good idea.
Yeah, and I don't think setting buildings on fire
whether
is
or
a
not
good
they
idea
set a
either.
Wendy's on fire. I actually honestly find human life to be more important than inanimate objects and property. So, you know, so
and
they're
I
not
find that,
actually
like,
equal to me.
so
When
as
you say
somebody that
setting a
cares
building on
about-
fire is
yeah.
equal, I
So
don't actually
real quick,
agree that it's
'cause
equal.
I know that I don't know if you're a socialist or not, but like I think material conditions.
Oh, I am.
Oh, okay. So then you must appreciate that the material conditions of people are very important. And when you talk
Yeah,
about like
I appreciate the
material.
material.
Yeah. And
Oh
when you
my
talk,
god,
well,
the fucking material conditions of the Wendy's being burned down. Oh my god, there's one less Wendy's around.
well, so I mean,
Oh,
like somebody's
there's one less
business,
Wendy's.
somebody's business.
Somebody should get mowed down with an AK because of the Wendy's is getting
Wait,
burned down.
can I just ask you a question? I'm really curious. How can you justify the proletariat overcoming the bourgeoisie and taking over all the capital if lives aren't worth property?
How can I justify the bourgeoisie taking over if lives are not worth property?
No, how can you justify the proletariats overthrowing the capitalist class and taking all of their capital, probably through violent means, if property isn't worth?
Because they're the ones that own all the property, and they're
It's
the
just
ones
property.
that are like
Are property worth lives?
They're the ones that are expending life over the property. Either way.
Oh wait,
I
so you
actually
think that
don't
it's a little
care.
bit more complicated than just saying that like it's just property? That like maybe there's like a little bit more to it?
No, I literally don't. I literally said that I think that you were
Okay, so
watching.
then you agree that
said-
there's absolutely no
I
justification
actually-
for the
no, 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 I
proletariat
think-
to overthrow
no.
the capital ruling
I
class
think
because
that
you should
there-
never
I think
trade
that
lives
there-
for property?
No, I think that there is no justification for Kyle Rittenhouse gunning people down because they like came at him with a skateboard.
Well, that's not what we were
And
talking
I
about.
actually
You
don't-
said that
and I actually-
you were
no, and I
saying that
actually don't
lives
give-
are
and I
never worth
actually
property. So
truly
I was
don't
just
give a
super
fuck.
curious
I
because
actually
you
truly
identify
don't
as
give
a
fuck.
socialist.
I
So I
actually
was just
truly
curious.
don't give a fuck about the Logic Lord Reddit bullshit. I truly don't care. I truly don't care about the Logic Lord Reddit bullshit from a guy who's a Kyle Rittenhouse defender who was all pissed off that DSA disinvited him.
It's kind of weird to not care about logic lords when Marx was literally a philosopher more than an economist, but you can lead with that one, Chief.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Did you
Well, wait,
share
I didn't get
nudes
to,
that someone? Did you share nudes
didn't
that
get
someone
to,
gave you on a chat room with people?
No,
Because
never.
there are logs out. There are logs out
Yeah,
there.
there's a
of,
lot
like,
of logs
somebody-
of a lot of
Of
things.
you
But hey,
being
can
like
we,
somebody shared me nudes, and then someone's like,
somebody
send them
shared
to
me
me. Then they're like, you sent them to this person. Then like, how come you didn't send them to me? So did that happen? And do you think that that's like an okay thing to do?
I don't think that ever happened. I'm actually not entirely
Because
sure what you're referencing.
there's like a chat log here. Let me look
Are
at
there
it really
chat logs?
quickly.
Oh no, wait. Let's
Yeah.
continue because you've been saying so many things. I just want to
It's
kind of
a
like
Stephen
run through some of
Bonnell.
these
It's a
things.
Stephen Bonnell the second kind of saying that like
So
you know,
you've got
someone was sending me pictures. She's a butterface.
You've
and
got,
then like people in the other chat are being like, send it to me, send it
Are
to
you
me.
on like
I'm
the?
alone
Are
by
you on like my
myself.
wiki right now? Are you okay, my dude?
No, I just people sent me this stuff that like, you said in the
I
past.
feel like
because
you
actually
googled
don't
like
really know who
Destiny
you, I actually
Bad
don't-
2010 and tried to
No,
find like every old piece of drama that I've been in.
Oh,
I just wanted to
no,
have a conversation, but I mean like if you're really obsessed with, I know you were really heated off of Twitter. Now something that's strange is I said you were big mad on Twitter, and then you said you weren't mad, but now right here you kind of look like you're big mad. Now are you
Well,
big
I mean,
mad?
I sound like I'm a little bit angry because I'm talking to a shithead who wants to justify what Kyle Rittenhouse did to people because you're a libertarian asshole who thinks that property is more important than human lives.
Okay, well, right now you're breathing heavier than Matthew Bellamy between your statements, okay? So let's take a deep breath. Let's calm down. I wrote down all the things you said because I just want to talk about each of them. I'm just kind of curious, okay? So,
Okay, please.
yeah, so I'm curious about this statement that you made right here, okay? I think YouTube debate is just for show. It's a silly, stupid fucking thing that doesn't affect anything. Do you really believe that about like YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, I really do. I really believe that you debating with Count fucking Dankula or whatever the fuck actually doesn't mean anything. And
So,
that Vaush and
yeah.
his quarter profile looking directly at the monitor, I actually think that this is all like wrestling.
Yeah, I
think
understand.
what
Wait,
you
so
do
I'm
is
just curious.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
understand.
wrestling, and it actually doesn't change anyone's opinions.
Yeah,
and what
that's
you
great.
guys are
Okay,
actually
you don't
trying to do is
have to
kind of
run
Pied
off.
Piper a bunch of like
It's
people that
okay.
are Nazis into left
Everybody-
movements and then get all pissed off when you're like, they don't want to win. They don't
Listen.
want my people.
Everybody understands that you're big mad, okay? You don't have to show it anymore.
Hey,
okay?
everybody understands that your whole thing is like acting the most calm, and you think that that's what wins an argument. But like, you know, that doesn't really like win an argument.
Okay, well, right now I'm just trying to set the record straight. I'm just curious in your opinions things. Do you believe in something called stochastic terrorism? And I could explain that if it's because it's kind of an esoteric term.
Please explain.
Yeah,
what
that's fine. I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a condescending way. I literally only know about this because I saw it in a lefty. Sure, I saw it in a lefty YouTube video. It's the only reason I know anything about this, right? So the way that this was explained to me, my understanding of it is that basically through kind of these like smaller actions, you can slowly radicalize people over time, utilizing platforms like YouTube or 4chan. Do you think that the existence of these platforms might lead to some people being radicalized? So, for instance, in Christchurch, that New Zealand shooter was like quoting things verbatim that looked like they read out of like 4chan.
Do you think that you might radicalize people by saying that what Kyle Rittenhouse did is okay to do things kind of like the Christchurch shooter?
Well, maybe, but it seems like you can't really make an argument.
Maybe
Because,
it's
well,
not
you
that big a deal, though.
But you
it's not
kind of
that big
just
a deal if I encourage people to go out and
you
like
kinda just
kill people because that's what's right.
So
or
then
whatever.
you agree then that I do have an effect on people. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I agree that you do have an effect on people,
Okay,
and what you're doing
so
is
then,
sort of leading them towards like
yeah,
libertarianism.
That's great. So then we can walk back this comment that you think the YouTube debate is just for show, because clearly you think I do have an effect on people. So that's good.
No,
I'm glad
I
we can
actually
agree
won't.
on
I won't walk it back at all. I think that it is for
Oh.
show, and I think that what you guys do is actually not about ideology, and it's actually just about like getting a bunch of hits from people.
that. So do you think that I can impact people or not? Do you think I can change the way people think about things, or do you think I have no impact on how people
I think that you can impact StarCraft players to think of Zerg rushes as rape.
Okay, so then I don't radicalize people. So then in that case, all my comments about Rittenhouse should be harmless, right?
Well, I mean, I definitely think that you can like stake out a position for whatever someone is arguing where you're like, oh, I'm actually in the right. So you either believe that you're impactful, and in which case, what you're saying about Rittenhouse could influence someone to do a shooting, as you're arguing, which you said that, you do influence people and that YouTube debate is not pointless and what you do is not like a pointless waste of time. And you're just kind of a pathetic guy who does something that like doesn't really matter and doesn't really impact people. And all the people that watch you are like kind of pathetic losers or whatever. It's like the kind of thing where it's like, you can either say that you do impact people and that you're talking about Kyle Rittenhouse could cause people to shoot them, or you can say that you don't impact people and that, your support of Kyle Rittenhouse, the murderer teen, wouldn't influence anyone.
Okay, so you're trying to like work like 7 steps ahead of where the conversation is right now. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out if you think that what people say online can impact or influence others. Because it sounded like initially you said it was all meaningless and it didn't,
No, no,
but
no,
now
no.
it sounds like you're saying you
No,
can
no, no.
radicalize people. So
These
I'm
are
not.
two totally different things. I think that like you absolutely can radicalize people through ideology on the internet. I think
okay.
that what you do
Mhm.
with YouTube debates and the entire thing that you do with YouTube debates
Mhm.
is really just for show. It's not about ideology.
Well,
And
wait,
it's really
can you explain what
it's
you
about
mean?
getting hits.
Yeah,
Well,
can you explain
because
when you say that
because
it's
I
so
don't
wait, when you say that a
because
public debate is just for show? I mean, well, of course,
Mhm.
I'm broadcasting it on the internet. A lot of it is like a show of sorts, of course. When you say just for show and not about ideology, do you think I like don't have an ideology, or what do you mean by that? I mean, like those are fun.
I mean, I think
like
you do have an
buzzwords.
ideology, and I think your ideology is that you think people should get shot for destroying property. And I think
do you
that's
think that that's
worrisome.
like do you think that's like the totality of my like content is just talking about Kyle Rittenhouse and obsessing over like
Oh,
one?
sorry, I gotta go get my weed real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. I feel like maybe if this guy smokes a little bit, maybe he'll chill out. Maybe we can get to the meat of this conversation, guys. This feels like the Tonka Saw YouTube videos. Please remember, I know that I've been saying this a lot, guys. Please do not get an impression of like this is what real life left-leaning people are like, okay? I engage in a very particular type of discourse online, and I think I bring out like the worst kinds of people that are involved in it, or maybe it's only the worst kinds that do this type of shit. Please don't get like a generalized view of all left-leaning people as a result of like my conversations. I'm generally confused if left-leaning people know if fires kill people or not. Destiny actually infuriates me. I think that like the way to understand the Rittenhouse stuff is that like it's like a very big like post hoc. Like you basically have a guy that's right-leaning that ended up killing some people that's left-leaning. Like all the logic is kind of just like thrown out the window on that one. It really doesn't matter what the circumstances are. So like trying to like parse this is like okay, well how do these arguments make sense? It's just a total fucking waste of time. Don't waste your time running down that road. It's just way easier to understand it as people trying to like backwards reason out whatever they're saying. Because as soon as somebody starts like screaming at you like, is property worth more than life? Well, like, yeah, we can probably think of a few cases where property is worth more than life, right? If some like serial rapist is like coming to your house to like kill you and your like family, or is coming to your house even to like destroy all of your shit and blow everything up or whatever, and like this is like the house that you used to like house medical equipment for people or some shit, like yeah, we can probably think of some cases where like property is worth more than life. That's like pretty easy to do. This is like an eighth grader could probably think of some cases where like, oh yeah, like. But the really funny thing that I find about those types of conversations is that socialists are usually the people that harp the most on the material conditions. So it's really funny to say to somebody or to have somebody that believes that like material conditions are some of the most important things we can talk about. When those people are saying that like, well, I don't think property is more important than life. It's like half your ideology is literally built on overthrowing capitalists to secure better material conditions. So that's a very strange argument to make because it kind of seems to betray like your entire movement. But yeah, I don't know. Destiny actually moved me on the Kyle thing, but the abscess are so bad, I won't ever admit that in public. To be honest, and I've said it a million times with the Kyle thing, I don't think Kyle is smart, and I don't think that going to another place like that to defend property with a gun or whatever, I don't think that's intelligent either. You're asking for trouble. It's so fucking dumb. Like on a personal level, like if a friend asked me, that would be like, listen, man, if you've got some crazy fucking American values or whatever, and you feel like your principles are more important than like your life or some shit, I fucking good luck. But like you're being dumb as shit, like. But I was pretty consistent on that with the whole Kyle thing. I would never encourage you to go to another fucking town and defend shit. But also, like, a lot of it, I think, comes to, and I'll drop this one until the day I die. Like, I think a lot of it comes to, especially when you hear that, like, is property worth more than life? I think a lot of this comes from people that have just been, like, relatively well off for their entire lives. Like, for a lot of people, you could never imagine the idea, like, what do you mean, property for life? Like, I could never imagine killing somebody over my shit. Well, yeah, of course, because mom and dad bought you everything you own, right? Or, like, you've been middle class your whole life, and, like, replacing most of your possessions aren't a big deal. There was that, I remember there was that story in that Chappelle skit that we listened to, when Chappelle was trying to expose, like, the people gambling or whatever, like, hey, these guys are fake or whatever, and the guy grabbed him. It's like, don't ever come between a man and his livelihood. But like, I think most people that have been like working class understand that. Of course, I think it's like intuitively understood. At least I feel like it's intuitively understood by most working class people. And I don't think a lot of working class people would even think twice about that. Like, I'm trying to imagine like being outside like my casino job or carpet cleaner job, and some dude is trying to like steal some guy's car, and another guy ends up killing him over it or whatever. Not that I think it was good, but I can't imagine coworkers being like, "What? You killed a guy? It's just your car, dude. That's not worth a human life. Like, what the fuck? No, of course not." You'd be like,
Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think you're influential?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and so then do you think it's like a good idea to be out there telling all your like young teenage fans who are, you know,
real quick. So the average
influenceable?
age. Wait, real quick.
Do you think? Okay, well,
just
do
real
you
quick.
think that it's
Yeah,
good
real
to be
quick.
telling your like libertarian
Oh,
Nazi
dude.
fans then who are the average age of 22 to 28 years
Oh,
old?
thank you. Okay, yeah, because I have the
what
analytics on that, yeah.
what Kyle Rittenhouse did was like good.
I've
and
never
like,
said
it
that
is
what Kyle
worth taking.
Rittenhouse did was good. I've never said that.
But
ever.
but let me ask you a question. What you said earlier tonight was like, you know, that he was like acting in self-defense.
I think
that,
so,
you
yeah.
know, like how many hits can you take from a skateboard? And also, really embarrassingly, you responded to someone who was being sarcastic. And you were like, "Are you gonna act like some skateboard warrior?" Just because, like, you know, you kind of like aren't that good at understanding sarcasm.
Well, I
and
mean,
shit,
like
which
I
is
was
kinda
being
funny.
sarcastic too, so it sounds like maybe you were the one missing. out
Yeah,
on the
but not
sarcasm.
really though, dude.
Yeah,
like,
really, super serious. I was being super
Yeah,
sarcastic.
but you were kind of being like, "Hey, dude, like, why don't you go back on Twitter and like, are you gonna act like you're a skateboard warrior?" That's like you being sarcastic about something that you think is serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's part of my sarcasm because you would never
I know, but
expect somebody to be sarcastic about something that's serious. So that's what makes it even extra sarcastic.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're a dumbass who doesn't understand what sarcasm is. I gotcha.
Well, no, I understand, but I intentionally break the rules of sarcasm to be even more sarcastic. It's like another layer. Of irony.
I gotcha. You can like kind of talk in a way that sounds paternal, and so these teenagers will all think that
Do
like
I come off
you're
as like a
smart or something
fatherly
like that.
figure to you?
But
When
you're
you say
actually like
paternal,
a
what do you mean
super
by that?
dumbass who like doesn't really know what irony is and everything like that. But go ahead.
Oh shit. Well, if you ever want to explain irony, I mean, you're the one with the podcast, so you sound like you probably know better than I would.
It's all good, dude. It's all good.
Okay, so I
do you
wrote
want to
down.
pull up your notepad again so I can see what other points you want to like refer to?
Oh yeah, so I'm still not sure where we're at on the if you think that you can be influential as a YouTuber or if nothing you do matters. I don't know if we ever settled that.
So just let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If what you I personally don't think what you do matters. I don't think what you do matters.
Can you explain what you mean by doesn't matter? Like, do you not think I influence people? Or you think it's just
I think that these streams that you do and everything like that. I think that you're kind of like popular with like young people who are going to get over it as they get older. And like you know, you have a lot of viewers on this channel and everything like that. But you know, I think that it's kind of like you know how people like watch like Disney Channel when they're a little kid, and then they're like, oh, I don't like you know like the Disney Channel anymore because I'm an adult. I kind of feel like that's like kind of the deal with you.
Okay, then why are you so upset about me about my Rittenhouse takes?
Well, because I'm not actually upset about your Rittenhouse takes. What I'm upset about is guys like Vaush. Well, I mean, like, you know, you're a libertarian, so it like comes to reason that you would have.
I don't know
like,
why you think I'm a libertarian at all, but okay.
Well, because of like your beliefs and stuff like
what
that.
What beliefs do I have that I'm a super sock dem? What beliefs do you think I have that make me a libertarian?
What makes you a sock dem about thinking that like people should get gunned down for these fucking protests? When you actually said,
wait, sock dems can't believe in
mow
property?
down dipshit protesters, mow down dipshit protesters.
I think they can set fire to buildings past
mow
curfew.
down dipshit protesters who set fire to. Didn't you also say that if someone stole a cello, they should be killed?
No,
like
I said that if you wanted to, I said that if you're
Didn't you say that on a stream after that? That like if you're defending like property,
yeah, I
like,
think you can defend your property
like
with lethal force, assuming the other person.
Gotcha. Well, you're not really a sock dem, but anyway, go ahead.
Wait, I'm sorry. What do you think? Could you just tell me what it means to be a sock dem?
I think that it. I personally, I don't think. I don't think that you are a sock dem, but maybe
no, I understand. No, well, you don't have to think personally because sock dem isn't like a personal label.
I actually do believe.
You don't actually know what a sock dem is.
I actually do believe that you're a liberal. I actually do believe.
You know that sock dems are generally liberals, right? Do you know that? Or
yes, I do know that.
Okay, and you know that part of being a liberal is like private property rights. Yeah.
I know that sock dems. Yes, of course. And I'm actually like anti-liberals, to be honest with you.
That's
and I know
great.
That,
I'm just saying that like sock dems tend to be liberal, and kind of a core tenet of liberalism is like private property rights and stuff. But I was just curious if you were aware of that, because it seems like you think that I'm not a sock dem because I believe in.
You're one of these guys that like believes in classical liberalism, which is not really what anyone thinks about like when they talk about modern liberalism or anything like that.
No, I'm not. I mean, like in some ways, I'm very solidly a sock dem. I'm very solidly a sock dem. Yeah. I think most people listening to my stuff.
So where does it fit into sock dem? Where does it? Can you tell me like which popular sock dems out there are saying that like people should get gunned down over protesters?
I think that even sock dems acknowledge that there are times when we need to use firearms to defend our rights. For instance,
I don't think so.
Really? So you don't think anybody celebrates when like Black Panthers are showing up with guns to protest to defend themselves from police officers?
Did they shut down police officers?
I don't know I don't think any recently altercations have shown up, but they did show up with firearms. If they would have,
did they shoot any of them?
Well, a few people have been killed by left-leaning people.
Do you think that it would be appropriate to kill the police over what they've been doing in this country?
Well, I guess it depends on your perspective, huh? That sounds like a
No,
really...
but do you think that it would be appropriate? Do you think that it would be acceptable in the same way that Kyle Rittenhouse gunned people down over being like, rowdy outside of a Ross or something like that? Do you think that it would be appropriate for them to gun down the police?
To gun down all police officers, no. But in circumstances,
just to gun down a police officer, a police officer.
I don't think that you should just gun down random people ever. But say like in the circumstance of Breonna Taylor,
what if there was a police
possibly.
officer who was? Yeah. What about if a police officer who was like, on someone's neck or something like that?
Potentially, if you're being assaulted by somebody and they're trying to kill you, or if they're trying to kill a friend, yeah, potentially, sure. I don't think that's a very controversial thing to say.
Can you go back to your notepad thing, because I'd really like to see what other points you'd like to make.
Did you really think I'm going to sit here and say that like cops are some like unassailable class of people that have the right to like exercise lethal force against citizens with no retributive action at all?
Well, I mean, but you're saying that about 15-year-olds who are like coming from out of state to protect the Ross.
Wasn't Rittenhouse 17? Didn't he drive like 15 minutes away to a city that he worked in? I mean,
Who
we can like
gives
frame
a shit, you pedantic fucking moron? Who gives a shit, you fucking pedantic idiot?
I mean, you're the one that keeps throwing all the qualifiers on. I just want to make sure we have like the story straight,
Yeah, well, let's get the story straight here. That you're like a libertarian guy who's on there.
Wait,
like,
what do you think makes me libertarian? I'm just super curious about this. Besides like the Rittenhouse thing, is there anything?
Your fans? Do you
think my fans are libertarians?
I do.
When we talk about libertarians in my chat, it's usually to make fun of the fact that they argue about wanting to be pedophiles all the time. That's what we talk about when it comes to libertarians.
So are you talking about Vaush when you say that?
I don't think Vaush has done anything that is remotely pedophilic ever.
But that's really weird, because he's talked about how this the age of consent would be lower in a socialist society. He's talked a lot about the age of consent. I read an article today that said his opinions on the age of consent have changed a lot since 2019. So I do think it's maybe like a little bit disingenuous to say he's never said anything.
I think that if you go and listen to any of
the
the arguments that Vaush has ever given when talking about the age of consent, they are far more nuanced than I think we should be able to fuck little kids. I don't think Vaush has ever said anything remotely bordering
he said that in
on
a socialist society, things would be better to the degree that we wouldn't like need to have age of consent because people would be happier. So I actually do think that I would
encourage you.
I will say that I don't agree with that.
That's such a brave take. I would encourage you to go find his original video, watch it, and you know what? If you have an issue with it, I know that he'd love to chat with you about it, and I know that it's nowhere near as hyperbolic as you're making it sound. I'm positive of that. But if you want to go talk to him about it, I'm not here to defend Vaush's views, social views, or anything. But I'm pretty confident that Vaush has never said we should get rid of the age of consent or any weird like fucking children take. Maybe you really want him to have that, but
I know that you guys can like talk very fast and be like, they've never said that, they've never said that, they've never said that. But there are the Discord logs and everything like that of him like saying that and everything like that. You know, I know that I'm not trying to other people that you like came up in your chat room and shit, and like I know that you did a whole stream about how he was a sexual harasser, and like
so I did one stream. I did one stream where I thought he acted in an inappropriate way with somebody in my Discord. That was a one-time thing. It happened
that was the time with Poppy where he like over the course of months like gaslighted her and told her that she should go to therapy if she didn't find him attractive.
I wouldn't say that
no one has ever not found him attractive. I read those logs today.
That's
defending him
hey,
over those logs. It's vile shit. It's vile
I'm
shit.
Not defending. I'm not defending any.
It was 2017. No, yes, you are. You said that he has never done anything wrong, and he had a little problem with someone in your chat. Hey, Destiny, listen up.
I literally never said he didn't do anything wrong.
Listen, buddy. To me, it does not win an argument to be the most calm. I don't give a fuck about being the most calm. I know that
it's not about being the most calm. It's just about being wrong.
Your viewers think that like being not big mad or whatever the fuck matters or whatever. But if you read the chats that he posted, because he
I read through the entire log. I had to. It was in my community.
A young woman.
He was not gaslighting a young woman.
Fucking messages.
I did. I read the entire thing on stream.
Well, then that's why you're a libertarian, because you think this kind of shit is okay.
I don't think I'm a libertarian,
scumbag.
and I don't think I'm a fucking scumbag.
Tell me why it's okay what Vaush did with Poppy in your chat.
I never said it was okay ever. I banned him for 1 month. I banned him for 1 month from my Discord.
For 1 whole month? How nice. So, but you say that there was no gaslighting and he never did anything wrong like that.
I never said he was gaslighting. I just said that it felt like a little bit predatory.
Listen. Yeah. In the chat, he tells her, "Hey, I know you want to see my dick," and then in a later conversation, he says, "When you asked to see my dick, here's why it made me upset." So let me ask you a question: is that gaslighting?
I didn't say it was gaslighting. I just said that it felt like a little bit predatory. So I don't remember the specifics of the
Oh, well,
conversation.
so you're
But
like, I've read
you-
the whole thing. I've read the whole thing. I know the whole fucking thing, but I also don't
listen.
remember.
I read the entire thing, and
don't
I would
remember the
remember
specifics. I read
specifically
it
if
all.
there's gaslighting. Unlike you, I didn't
but
brush
you
up
would-
on
you
like
would- you
irrelevant
would-
drama
you
from
would-
years
you
ago.
would remember it.
I
You, of course,
didn't
would
read.
remember it.
Listen, I didn't
Let me ask
read
you a question.
every
Hey, Destiny,
single
pull it
log
up right now.
from years
Pull it up
ago.
right now. Pull it up right now.
I'm not really interested because you know what? If you were to go and talk to Vaush, I'm pretty sure Vaush would say, "Hey, I made a mistake.
Pull it up right now.
This was I don't
Pull it up
why?
right now.
Literally, no one is
Because you said
defending
that
his
he didn't-
behavior here.
Yes, you did. You said
No
that he
one.
didn't gaslight anyone. You said that he didn't gaslight anyone. So please pull up the logs right now.
No
and let's have a
one
look
is.
at it.
I never said that he was
Did you
without
say that he
wrongs.
didn't gaslight anyone?
I
Did you
don't.
say he
I
didn't
don't. I
gaslight
don't know
anyone?
if he gaslit anyone. I don't. My
Okay, so
recollection
then
of
pull
it
up
is
the
not
chat
that he
and have a
gaslit
look at it.
anyone.
Well, then let's pull
Why
up
are
the chat
you
and have a look
so
at it.
obsessed with
It's
something that
it's
Vaush
white
did
dot
years
GG.
ago?
It's
You're
at
not even
white dot
attacking me at
GG.
this point. It's literally
It's
just
at
somebody that came out of my.
white.gg/ No, but you're saying he didn't gaslight anyone. So go to white.gg/Vaush and let's look through it. Let's just look through the entire thing. If you are so
Are you okay?
was only worth a 1 month ban from his channel.
How many months should he have been banned for? Don't you guys believe in recidivism? Do you think that when people go to jail, they should be stuck in
Vaush
jail
is a
forever?
scumbag too.
Wait,
So
I'm curious.
please,
How long do you think he should have been banned for? Tell me.
Let's pull up the chats and let's have a look at it with
Why
your
would
chat
I
and
go
we
up
can
over
talk
chats and read
Let's
stuff
talk
that
about it.
everybody assumes was wrong?
But you say that you know everything in it and that you know everything.
I said that I went over it the entire time.
Let's go look at it then, and let's talk about whether he was
Why are
gaslighting
we
anyone.
so
or whether she
obsessed
wanted
over
to see his
something
dick.
Vaush did 3 years ago?
Why
Why are we
you
so obsessed with something
nervous?
Vaush did
Why
3 years
can't you
ago?
look at
I'm
it?
not
Why can't
nervous
you
at
look
all.
at it? Why do you care so much
Because
about
I don't
defending
really
Vaush?
care. I don't defend Vaush. Me and Vaush are literally at war right now. I haven't defended
Why
Vaush in
do
a
you
long
defend
time.
Vaush as a sexual assaulter?
I
and he comes
never
to your
defended
defense?
Vaush as a
Let me
sexual
ask you a question.
assaulter.
So let me ask you a question. Did
Yeah.
she ask to see his dick?
I
He said
don't-
she did. He said she did.
I didn't
Did
brush
she
up
ask?
on logs from 2017
So I
before
understand-
coming
I
into this
understand,
chat, my
but
dude.
You're the expert on them. You've seen
I'm
them
not
all.
the
You banned
expert.
the
I never
guy.
said I was the expert. I just
You
said I
said it-
read them all.
You said it was your community.
You understand
so
that
of course
I banned him for
you said
this,
it was
right?
Your community, and you
know
had
that-
to be
You know
for a
that that
month.
happened, right?
for a month.
Or do
For
you
a
not
month
know that
over
that
like
happened?
months and months of gaslighting a girl and telling her that she
Do you
wanted to
think
see
that
his
you're
dick.
generally like a happy person? Do you feel
I
like
would-
in life you're like generally like a decently happy
listen,
person, or do you think that you're
Destiny,
like severely
I'm
upset
happily-
most of the time?
No, I'm a happily married man.
I
and
never
you're like
talked
a
about
guy-
being married or anything. I was just curious if in general you're happy
No,
in life.
I am happy. I'm a happily married man, and you're like a guy who's like streaming, like
Uh-huh.
Minecraft and like a StarCraft guy who talked about like how like StarCraft is like rape and everything like that, and sort of like harbors like groomers and abusers and shit, like like Vaush, and doesn't
groomers
really
and,
want to like.
and abusers. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, I actually do think it's really weird that Vaush
Mhm.
shares like nudes on his channel with like underage kids and shit like
I don't
that.
think
and
that's
that,
ever
like,
been proven
um,
ever, but man, if you drop that, that'd probably be a
that's
really
never
big story.
proven ever. Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Did she
You
ask
asked a
to
lot of
see his
questions.
dick?
I don't know why you are so obsessed with debating Vaush's
No,
history.
but
I don't really
but
care,
you're
dude.
so- but
I
you're
don't
so
really
obsessed with the dick.
care. I don't really care what Vaush did in the past. It's not something that I'm like intimately like caring
Okay.
about. It's just not a thing. I don't don't.
But you said that you know a lot about it and you read the whole thing because
Yeah, I did read the whole thing, and I didn't think that the gaslighting part was like the worst part of it. I don't remember him gaslighting.
Oh, so you don't think it was the worst part of it, but you also don't remember him doing it.
Not really. There were worse parts that I thought were bad. That's why he got banned. Is that really hard to imagine?
Wait, you do
Yeah.
you do remember the gaslighting, but you don't think that was the worst part.
I
You're
don't
just kinda
really
changing
remember the
what you said.
gaslighting.
But you just said that wasn't the worst part though,
Why-
because like, you were
why
like,
are
I
you
remember it,
spending
but I
this
don't remember
entire?
it.
Why are you so concerned about this particular thing?
Well, I mean, simply because I read those chat logs this morning and it happened in your
Why did you
community.
read those chat logs this morning? Why are you
Because
reading
that's-
chat logs of
Well,
Vaush from
you know
like
why?
3 years
You know why?
ago?
Because
Yeah.
Vaush posted about your scumbag ass
Uh-huh.
being disinvited from a
So
DSA.
instead of like talking
tried
about
to raise
anything
the
related to
fucking
what
thing.
Vaush is saying, your number one goal is to dig up
Oh, wait,
something
wait,
from
I'm
like
sorry, I'm
3
sorry, I'm
years
sorry.
ago. What does
Let's
that have to
talk
do with
about
anything
what-
Vaush has said?
Well, because he's a scumbag who currently runs a Discord.
When you
I
say
think
that he's a scumbag, do you mean that like if somebody makes a mistake in the past, you can use that to discredit every single thing they say going forward? What do you think about prison reform?
I actually think prison reform would be really great. I also don't
So,
think that
do you think that
I
somebody that
actually
goes
don't-
to prison for something should never be hired or work at another place again if they've made one
Let me ask
mistake
you a
that should be held
question.
against?
Do you
No,
think- do you think
I'm
people
legitimately
deserve-
curious what your
do you think
position
people
is on
deserve
this.
to go to prison for weed?
No, I don't.
Do you think the people that are in prison right now deserve to have gone there for weed?
No, I don't.
Okay, so when we talk about prison reform, we're talking about people who like don't deserve to be in prison, and we're talking about prison abolition, and we're talking about like other ways to to do restorative justice and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
Vaush doing a post on Reddit where he sort of says like, I actually am still right about all this stuff. That's not really restorative justice. And in fact, I actually don't
I'm
really
pretty
believe
sure that if
he's a
you
leftist.
talk to Vaush right now, I'm pretty sure it said like, yeah, I made some mistakes back then, and hopefully I'm a better person.
I'm sure that he would say that he made some mistakes back then. He also said that he never sexually harassed
Do you think that
anybody.
if somebody makes a mistake like that, do you think that you should hold that against them for the rest of their lives, and
Let
that
me ask you a
nothing they
question.
say is going to be?
Let
Wait,
me ask
why
you a
can't you
question.
answer
Let me
the
ask you a
question on
Let me
this?
ask you a question.
Wait, why can't
Vaush
you? Why
said he
can't you
changed-
ask,
I mean,
answer
Vaush
that
said-
question?
Vaush said he changed his opinion.
I don't understand why you can't just answer that one
2019.
question.
Let me ask you a question.
Do you not
What do you think
actually
of
care
someone-
about like any of the social justice or any of the shit you talk about? Is it all performative for you? Do you not actually
Yes,
care about like any of these
actually-
issues at the end of the day?
It's 100% performative for me because I don't believe in restorative justice for Vaush, the Destiny chat room sex creep.
Yeah, wait, why do you not believe in restorative justice? Even if that was the case, why would you not believe that somebody like that could be like restored?
Because he's actually hasn't done the work to do restorative justice.
Really?
You
What
actually
kind of
have to
work would he need to
Well,
do?
Here's the thing, actually, because
Can you tell me
this
what
is
kind of
actually the
work he
problem-
would need to do?
the problem with Vaush
Can you
and
tell me what
everything
kind of
like
work
that.
he would need to
You
do?
would have to apologize to all the people and like have them accept his apology.
And you don't think he's
everything like that.
apologized to any of the people involved in that?
And have they accepted his apology? All of them? Poppy?
I'm not sure. Have they? I haven't
I
followed
don't
up
know.
so
I don't know. You're
obsessively
the one
like
who
you
runs
have.
this community. You're the one who's like, I run this fucking
Vaush is not
community
in
and I'm
my
in charge
community.
of
You
all of it.
understand that after that happened, he got kicked out
No,
of
no,
my
but I ask you a
community.
question. Like, what about Poppy, who was in your community when all this stuff happened?
What
Does Poppy feel okay about it? Like that she
I
was
don't- I
sexually
don't- I
harassed
don't-
by this guy over months and months and months?
I banned him from my community. It's not my job to
But I'm
follow
asking
up
you,
on
what
every.
about Poppy?
I don't
But
know.
you
I'm
said
not
that it
friends
was-
with Poppy. I'm
you
not
read
friends
the
with
whole-
Poppy.
You read the whole chat logs. You're in charge of all this shit.
I'm
Well,
not,
what about
I don't
like,
know. I'm not friends with Poppy. I don't know how they're doing.
Okay, so let me.
I don't really care that
okay.
much. It's not like my responsibility
Yeah,
to
of
take care
course
of
you
them.
don't care about like someone being sexually harassed in your chat over months and months and months.
Well, I care enough that I'll ban the harasser, but I'm not going to like follow up. And that's
For a
not
month.
really. That's not really
month.
an appropriate.
But then you won't follow up on it.
No, wait. Do you think it's my? Do you think that I could even responsibly follow up on something like that? Do you think I'm qualified to do that?
No, I really think you're not qualified for any of
Then
this.
then why would you expect me to follow up on that? I think that's like a gross overreach of my boundaries to reach into somebody's personal life and then bring up some triggering event that happened in the past and then demand that they fill me in on how they're doing with it. That seems like a huge overstep of my boundary. I feel like the only responsibility I have is if I feel like somebody's being inappropriate in my community, I'll remove them from my community, and that's what I did.
For a month.
I mean, it's not like I knew the entire time. I did something when it was brought to my attention. Do you think that I monitor every
for a
single?
month.
Do you think that I
For a
monitor?
month, though, right? For a month.
Do you think that I monitor every single
you
DM
came
between
back
every
after a
single
month.
person? What?
And he came back after a
No,
month,
he didn't
right?
come back after a month. He was permanently banned from my community after that.
But you said he banned him for a month. But
Well,
why do you
initially
keep
it was
changing
going to be,
it?
but he never got unbanned. But the initial ban was
Oh,
supposed to be for a
okay.
month. But then he went off and did
But
his
you
own
said
thing.
that like you're sexually harassing someone over the course of months and months and months, and like gaslighting them and telling them they should go to therapy because they don't want you, and because every woman has wanted
Why?
you, and if you don't want him, you should go to therapy. That's what's
Oh,
said in the
shit.
chats.
Wait, am
That's
I
what's
like
said
a
in all the
fill-in? Has Vaush like denied you a conversation before? Is this like your way of like debating Vaush through me? Is that what's happening right now? I just realized this.
No,
Do you have
bro,
like
I'm
huge
just
issues
actually-
with Vaush? Is that why you're like here?
No, I'm just joining your chat because I think that you are like.
Yeah, I
kind
thought
of
we were
like-
having a conversation related to my content, but you seem super like interested in digging into stuff that
You
Vaush
said
was a
it's
part
your
of
chat.
years ago.
You said that it's your community. I'm
My
like, talking about your
responsibility
content
starts
in
and
your
ends when
community.
I find out the behavior that's going on, and then I ban somebody for it, and that's all
And
that
then you're
happens.
done. You get them. You get out of them for a month, even though they've like been harassing someone for many
How long
months.
do you think they should have been banned for?
I truly don't give a shit.
It sounds to me
honest
like you
with
care quite a bit because you've been obsessing over this point for like 30 minutes. You're telling me that you're upset about my ban length all this time, but you don't even have like a hypothetical ban length in mind that would be appropriate for the punishment?
Permanent.
So you think that everybody that does anything in any Discord ever should be permanently banned for it? Like, or everything related to like...
Anybody that does anything in any Discord ever should be permanently banned for it. Is that what you think I just said?
Well, I don't know. I'm just curious. If somebody like...
So wait. Do you think that like sexual assault is the same as like posting like "fuck you" or something like that?
I'm only asking you. I can give you my opinion if you want, but I'm asking you
I
because
would
you're
love
the
to hear
one
your
that's critical. What? Yeah.
I'd
So
love to hear
my
your
opinion
because
is that
I'd
if
love to hear
somebody
the
is being...
opinion of the
Oh,
guy
you don't
who
want to hear my
thinks that
opinion.
he
You
should
want to talk
run
more.
down
Go ahead.
over at Ross. I would like to hear the opinion of someone who thinks of the moderation opinions of someone who thinks that like people should be gunned down over a Ross. But go ahead.
Okay. So do you actually want my opinion on it, or are you just...
I really would. I would love to hear some weird StarCraft libertarian guy's opinion on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm a fan of rehabilitative justice. That's generally the only thing I'm concerned with. I don't usually ban people because I'm just like being punitive or I'm just trying to like punish somebody, blah, blah, blah. Usually I just want to make sure that like the most important thing is that the harmful behavior is being removed from the person in the environment. And then 2, once the other person I feel has taken corrective measures to stop their behavior, then I don't mind letting them back. I don't believe that somebody needs to be punished for some arbitrary length of time.
What did he do? What did he do for to sort of correct it? Because you said you don't care at all about if the person feels like you don't care. You don't care at all if Poppy feels like so you don't feel like you don't care at all, and you don't think it's your responsibility if Poppy feels like it was like all addressed. You just think
I don't really think that it's my Discord server at the end of the day, so I'm the one that makes those decisions, not anybody else in the server. So
do you think sexual harassment should be allowed on your Discord server?
No, that's why I ban people if I notice that it's going on. That seems to be pretty obvious. Yeah, well, I didn't notice for months. When I noticed immediately that it was brought up for corrective action.
But then you banned him for 1 month.
Initially, he was banned for a month at minimum, but if he didn't take any corrective actions, then he would have remained banned.
And did he?
I'm not sure. He remained banned. It seemed like he fought against it for a while, but then he went off and he made his own community, so we never really had to address the question. I'm pretty sure he's still banned on my server to this day. But that's more just because we haven't looked into it more so than like I think he's like some serial
I'd love to talk
sexual.
about the rest of your notepad points that you'd like to make because I really do have to go to bed. I do a show at 7 a.m. every day, and I can't be up talking to some guy toggling the engine off on Minecraft all night.
Oh, well, maybe it'll be another episode you guys never post, huh?
Well, I removed that episode today because, you know, a bunch of your fans are probably going to report me because, you know, that's the kind of pathetic shit that you and Vaush do.
That we're the ones that spam report people? You think that?
I mean, I definitely know that Vaush does it to you, and I'm sure that you'll do it to me.
I don't think Vaush does it, but his community does. But I mean, like, you know that lefty communities in general are the ones that are known for this type of behavior, right? Like you.
Yeah, but you actually know that also like right wingers are known for it too, and everybody fucking cancels everybody these days, and it's just
left
the
wingers.
internet,
So as somebody that's been more attacked by anybody on the internet than 99% of people.
Oh wait, you've been more attacked by than anyone on the internet. Perhaps it's because you like do StarCraft tutorials about rape and like have a chat.
No, I'm not trying to brag about it. I'm just saying that, like, from my perspective, as somebody that has been harassed by both sides,
here's someone in your chat right now.
You get canceled by the left far more than
here's someone in your chat right now saying he said everyone should
go harass
Vaush.
Yeah, you did say that.
And so we told him to. So we all reported him. So that is your community here.
Yeah, it's possible they did. It was just funny to me that. Yeah.
So it is your community doing exactly the thing that you were just.
Yeah, my community does now, of course. I think it's really funny, but that's because people have been doing it to me forever.
It's funny because your bitch ass little community does that kind of shit because they're like,
it's because you guys are like pretty like hardcore utilizing this kind of stuff all the time. Getting people
like so it's like you guys are. So you're like, oh, the left does this all the time, so that's why we're gonna do it all the time.
Yeah, might as well, right? If I'm gonna be getting like banned and deplatformed people, you better believe I'll do it back. Of course. Yeah. Why would I cuck out like that? Of course.
Would you qualify what happened with you in DSAer as being just deplatformed?
No, I really don't have much of a problem with them. It's not surprising at all to them not working with me. I wouldn't expect them to. I think I said that at the beginning of this conversation.
Well, that's why it's odd that your guy reached out to them and they never reached out to you, and you don't have any proof of that, or else you would have shown it by now.
I do. I was just curious if I was just curious. There might be reasons why I don't want to show it.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it because
if you want, you're very. I know I do talk a big game. So if you're so confident,
you don't have it.
If you're so confident,
motherfucker,
if you're so confident, why wouldn't you bet?
Show it then, bitch. Show it.
Why wouldn't you bet?
Show it then. Show it then.
Why won't you bet me on it if you're so confident?
Show your stupid fucking assistant sending you an email saying like they asked you to do this.
Yeah.
Dumb motherfucker. If you have it, show it, dumbass.
Okay. Are you okay?
Show it.
I don't want to do it. You're very.
Again, you're the calmest guy, and that's what it means to win. When you're a libertarian YouTuber guy, to be calm is to win. So please show the evidence if you have it. Otherwise, you can just keep talking shit about how do a bet, but you don't have the evidence. You don't have the evidence.
You're so confident. I'm just so curious if you'll put money up to back your opinion up. That's all I want to see.
Here's why I'm not going to put money up on it.
Tell us why.
Well, because I frankly don't have that much money. I'm not gonna go fucking bet against you, dude. I don't have that much money. I'm not gonna bet against you. My wife would get mad at me. But please show us your evidence. Let's see it, Mr. Logic Lord guy. I would love to see the email.
So unfortunately, since I've gotten deplatformed so much, I can't pass up opportunities to make money when they like present themselves to me like this. So
Oh, so you're saying DSA tried to pay you? Liar.
no.
Dude,
I'm
you're a
saying
liar,
I did not
bro.
saying that. I never said that.
Liar,
I'm saying that if you're gonna
liar.
make a very strong claim like this, it's obvious that there's easy money to be made here. So I don't want to reveal this unless you actually tell me.
I know. It's such a shame you've been deplatformed and you can't do fucking bounty boards and all the kind of bullshit that you need to do. How about this? I will just straight up give you $20 if you show us the proof.
We need more than that. I'm thinking like
I don't have that much money.
You guys have a big Patreon, don't you? You guys have 5,000.
But you're deplatformed, dude. But you're deplatformed, man. So it's like, I'm deplatformed too. I'm on the left. They don't pay us that much. I'll give you $20 to show us.
No, man. A lot of you guys have
a lot
of Patreon money over there, man.
You're lying. You're lying, and you're telling a lie to all your followers. And even when you show the proof, it's just going to be an email from your assistant being like, they asked you to do it. You're not going to have an email from Maria Svart or whoever the fuck, like you're pretending to do. They did not ask you to do a fucking Smash Brothers tournament outdoors a week before finals, you dumb shit motherfucker. Now show the proof, please.
Why? I don't know why. You're being so rude to me.
I would love to see the proof, liar.
Why, you keep calling me a liar. It sounds like you don't want to see the proof at all.
No, I would like to see the proof. I believe that you're a liar. I don't believe that I will see the proof because you're lying.
Have you ever tried to reach out? Have you ever tried to reach out to Vaush before? I bet he would talk to you if you really wanted to debate him. I bet he would do it.
I honestly think I could get the stench through the Skype, and so I'm not interested in doing it. So stop lying and please show the evidence if you have it, liar.
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine, but I would just love to see if the evidence if you have it, you liar.
What if
you're lying? And I think that you're lying, and I think that you're going to maybe show an email from someone that works with you doing outreach saying they want you to do it, but I think that you're a liar.
Okay. Well, one day when you want to pony up, I'll say like $150. When you want to do it, then I'll link you the proof, and then we can go from there, okay? But you sound like really confident, so if you ever want to take me up on that bet, it'd be a lot of fun to do it, all right?
No, thank you. I'll give you $20 to show whatever email you got from your assistant saying they asked you to do it.
I don't think $20 is worth it. I need more than that. Come on, you're real confident. You got to pony up a bit more than that. You got all that Patreon money. You should be pretty comfortable.
I really don't have all that Patreon money, I mean, I do get, bits and tips and bounties and stuff like that here on Twitch because, like, I didn't say that protesters should be run over by a car.
Yeah.
I never said that, so I didn't get my partnership revoked, and I didn't have all my money taken away from me because I'm not a fucking moron like you who said some shit like protesters should be run over by cars and have my partnership taken away. You're just a stupid fucking idiot, and the reason why you've been deplatformed is your own fault because of you being stupid and having a bad ideology. And so, like, the reason you're not making as much money.
What is my ideology again?
Libertarianism, like sort of like a sort of right-leaning libertarianism. Okay. And when you say stuff like protesters should be run over, that's not getting deplatformed. That's saying vile fucking shit. And then getting reported for it. When I said like go target and harass Vaush, I really don't give a shit. I don't care if I get banned for it. I'll go to YouTube. I'll go to Vaush's territory, and we'll have a lot of fun over there. It's all good. But you got deplatformed because you're a fascist and you believe fascist shit.
I'm a fascist. Wait,
you're if you believe that people should get gunned down over
protest, what do you think? What do you think fascism means? Wait, I'm so no. You called me a fascist.
Yeah. The political ideology that came from like Fascismo Italy, that was like Mussolini came together with it. What do you fucking think fascism is?
I want you to tell me what are some of the tenets of fascism that make like self-defense or defending property fascist. I'm so curious about this.
One of the tenets of fascism is like a bunch of dumbasses being in charge and like leading with force. And leading with force.
You're describing every single government ever. What do you mean? You got to be a little bit more. Is that what fascism means? You just people that lead with force?
No, I think
something that's really crazy to me is I noticed that a lot on Twitter today. I saw a lot of people throwing around the word fascism.
Hey, what do you think fascism means?
It's like a form of like ultra-nationalistic authoritarianism. It usually is racialized, not all the time. Usually relies on some sort of single-party rule. Doesn't have to be, and can take different economic forms as well. So, for instance, a leader coming out and saying like, "We need to stop all the black people, and I'm the only one that can do this. We need to protect our race of people," would be an example of like a fascist thing to say.
And what do you think
showing up somewhere with a gun, showing up somewhere with a gun, and just defending like
threat
a
of
building
Antifa, the
has
growing
nothing
threat
to do
of
with
Antifa.
fascism. That
Yes,
is
it
absolutely
absolutely does.
nothing to do with
Yes, it
fascism.
absolutely
That's
does.
why when I
The
asked
growing-
you,
talking
how is it
talking about the
fascist?
growing
You
threat
weren't
of
able to
Antifa.
give me a single example, and now that I've defined it for you, now you're going to try to reach
Well,
for
actually,
an example.
you have not defined it for me, and I don't actually fully agree with your definition. I've
That's
read The Rise
great.
of Fascism,
Wow, really?
which defines it in a different way. I actually don't.
Which
fully
Medium post have
agree
you
with
read?
your
Talk to us
definition
about
of-
it. Yeah. Which Cliff Notes? Yeah. Which Twitter threads are you getting your ideology from? Your ideology.
Which, what's your ideology, Terran or Zerg?
Honestly,
your
why couldn't I
ideology,
be pro?
Terran or
I'm
Zerg?
actually a Zerg main, to be honest. You know.
Oh yeah, because you like rape so much, and you wish you could rape someone in real life, like you said on that video.
Oh my God, are you okay? What
You
does-
did say that
What
on
does
the video,
Zerg have
right?
to do with rape?
No, but you are the one who said that Zerg have to do with rape.
That was a
You did whole
joke that I
tutorial.
made 10
Yeah, but
years
then
ago, my
but then
dude.
at
Are
the
you
end of
the
the
same
video-
person that you were 10 years ago?
At the end of the video, you said wish I could rape someone in real life.
Yeah, that's called a joke, my dude. Notice how
I
it's
know.
been 10 years and I haven't actually raped anybody? That's because it was a joke, right?
Consider the rise of fascism.
Wait, are you the same person that you
by
were 10
Robert
years
O.
ago?
Paxton.
I'm so curious.
Consider the rise of fascism by Robert O. Paxton.
I don't need you reading me off your Amazon wish list, okay? That's great, all
Oh,
right?
but you asked me which books I'd read the Cliff Notes on. I know
The,
that
pro-
like,
the
you
problem
know,
is that I asked you to define fascism for me and your mind went blank. Somebody that reads books on these things wouldn't blank out when asked to define what fascism is. So nothing that
I
you tell me
actually
at this point can
disagree with
save you in
I
this
actually
conversation.
disagree with you. Fascism
Yeah?
like
Tell me.
actually has to do
Yeah, tell me.
with dumbass rule. It really
With
does have
dumbass
to do with
rule. Wait, so which chapter in Oswald? What is his name? Oswald's book? Is it dumbass
Robert O.
rule?
Paxton.
Robert O.
Robert O.
Paxton. Oh
Paxton.
yeah. So dumbass rule, is that chapter 1, or does he wait to get into that until the second half of the book?
Let me pull it up actually,
Mm-hmm.
because like there really is stuff in the book about how like it has to do with like the rule of like sort of like silliness and idiots and shit like
Make
that.
sure to get like a
Let me pull
paper
it up
towel to
here.
cover your nose. You don't want to get all that dust. You
creating
sound like the kind of guy
fascist
that might be a little bit prone to like asthma issues or something.
Intellectual, cultural, and emotional roots. That is in chapter 2, creating fascist movements, understanding fascism by its Mussolini and the March on Rome. I mean, like this is real deal stuff. That like
yeah, you're
fascism
reading words off that page. So can you tell me in your own words? Remember in 5th grade when you're not allowed to like just quote whole paragraphs? What do you think fascism is, and how is what Kyle Rittenhouse did related to fascism?
Fascism is about being afraid of the other and using violence and like the power of the state to enforce that order because of.
So can you tell me how Kyle Rittenhouse, as a private citizen, is utilizing the power of the state to attack the other when the other people that he shot were white as well?
All right. I'm gonna leave your chat here.
Yeah?
I don't give a fuck about talking with anyone who's a Kyle Rittenhouse defender, and you're a fucking scumbag. And the reason you lost your money is because you're a scumbag.
Okay.
It's because you're a scumbag, and I hope that all the teenagers or 22 to 28-year-olds, as the metrics say that you copy pasted to your little notepad right there, I hope that I really, really hope that they. I'm watching you type to your chat.
Oh, something is not working in Minecraft,
chat.
so I'm getting really triggered.
I'm watching you type to your chat, to your wonderful chat there. I'm gonna leave you later on. It's really, really, really telling that guy Vaush is such a big fan of yours. You're a fucking piece of shit, and so are all your fans. Have a good one.
Have fun, my white friend. If you want an answer for how what Rittenhouse did might be akin to fascism, what you could say is that the people they're protesting were protesting on behalf of like black lives, and you could argue that the white people showing up might be like white nationalist affiliated, and Kyle Rittenhouse showing up as a white person with a gun to counteract those protests might be a show of support for a fascist regime that's trying to stir up like racial tensions in order to like get people on his side. That's like a fashy thing to do that Trump does a lot. If you wanted like an actual argument for like, well, how is Kyle Rittenhouse fascist? I personally would fight against that. I don't think that that's like a good argument, but that would be like one argument that you could provide if you wanted to. I do think it's funny that guy like ripped out a book instead of just reading random words off of a page that he flipped to, though. But holy shit. How long did it take you to come up with that Rittenhouse defense? You mean the fascist, the one that I just told you? You just have to know the definitions. You can kind of... This seems a little extreme. Vaush belongs... I'm going to start calling him Vaush. Belongs in prison. The fact that he isn't points to stronger capitalism in China. This Caleb Maupin guy is literally like an ML tanky dude. Like defends modern day North Korea. Like will say that the... if you corner him in a conversation, he will tell you that... like the Tiananmen Square massacre never happened. Like unironically, that guy will say that. He is insane. That dude is actually crazy. Like unironically, not in the way that like I'll say like a lot of people are crazy. Like that guy is actually fucking insane. I had a debate with him once before. He was pretty crazy. He works for RT and everything. Yeah. Show the email for the YouTube video. So I don't even like to say this publicly, unfortunately. I'll actually take the L on who reaches out to who for the DSA stuff first. The thing is that unfortunately, like the people that originally contacted me, I feel like are feeling so bad right now, and I don't really want to like bring them into the spotlight on this. So I'm never ever going to showcase anybody like that, because obviously it turned into a way bigger shit show than they imagined. So I'm not going to like blow that person's Twitter up or blow that person's like YouTube up and be like, oh, this is the person who was, like blame them, because I think that would be an incredibly shitty thing to do. Unless like I would have offered me enough money, then I could have. But ask me in 2 years, yeah, for sure. But I mean, for people that were there, I mean, you know. But I feel really, really, really bad for that person, because that person was like super ultra like well intentioned, and I even kept a little bit of email contact with them up through this morning, but I haven't emailed them back yet because obviously things turned into a shit show. So I feel really bad that what's the shit show? Just everybody on Twitter just is, oh fuck, it's just big mad. But hey, it's just one of those days. We're gonna wake up tomorrow. Everything's gonna be a-okay. I honestly, let me play donuts. I just wanted to come on and play Minecraft. Okay?
Why are you even entertaining this moron?
How do you hold back laughter during talks like this? Honest to God, my strategy is I just try to think of how is that fucking moron Booksmart's gonna fuck with me when he does his debate review. So I try to think, okay, well, he would get mad at me if I shout, so I'm gonna try to stay relatively calm. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm gonna try to respond calmly to his points, because I know that if I do that, that bookfucker can't call me out on anything. So my strategy is just like, okay, imagine that piece of shit is trying to watch my shit. I'm just gonna fucking chill. Okay, that's the strategy. Okay, we're not gonna let him take us down. All right. Do you hate books, my god? No, I'm just fine. Just memeing, okay.
Destiny, why are you debating Peter Coffin's angry brother?
You gnome fuck!
Ooh.
Also, it's very hard to strike a balance between like being calm and being energized and not like losing. I think that when you're, even if you're given correct points,
Pepe laugh.
I think that if you are calm, I think you always have the appearance of like being on the winning side. So I vary my strategies every now and then. So right now we're on the calm arc.
Fascism is when you're stupid, socialism is when you're smart.
So I feel like if I let somebody just sit there and scream and scream and scream at me, I think I end up looking good, I think.
Hey, I'm Big Mad too? Can I come embarrass myself live on national Twitch TV? I've a legit question. Was that no bullshit? Did he just start grifting for the left? You're so dumb.
Yeah, that guy was something special, okay?
White Ducker Z.
That guy literally, oh yeah. Oh, I noticed that when I was arguing with a few people earlier.
He was very white.
I think a lot of people legitimately just have no idea what fascism is. I noticed that.
You gnome fuck!
Because I think I asked a couple people on Twitter today.
Fun.
Where I was like, what do you think fascism means? And they just like are completely lost. Which is unironically the, what's the one thing everyone I don't like is a fascist?
If you used the white joke, fuck you, chat. Ooh.
It's all just buzzword? Yeah, I guess so. Which is kind of sad because like I legitimately do think that Trump exhibits like a lot of fascist tendencies. But I guess now when I say that, I don't know when people agree with me, if they just think like, yeah, he's a fascist because I don't like him.
You gnome fuck!
Or what?
So did that guy believe victims should decide punishment? So if a victim wants the death penalty to feel better, the state has to do it?
Oh yeah, I don't know. There was a whole.
He should demand refund from his weed guy because that Shiite definitely didn't work.
There was a whole road we could have ran down there with an interesting conversation, but I don't think he was. It's kind of weird that a lot of the emails I get now are people being de-radicalized from the left.
They're using fascist as an insult now because they can't use ableist slurs anymore. Lame.
True. Wait, don't say that word.
If lefties get so tilted from simple debates, I wonder what types of words they'd be throwing out after 3 minutes in bot lane.
Fucking true. Oh, I saw that tweet earlier too. People are like, if you get this triggered by like Destiny saying something, how the fuck are you gonna talk to like any conservatives or whatever? Yeah, but I don't know. It's all
He was like the unholy trinity of Tonka no bullshit and Coach Red Pill. He was talking over you the whole time saying liar 50 times.
Liar,
GJ
liar,
staying
liar.
cool.
Oh my god, he was so mad. He was big mad. He was big mad. Pulling the next Twitter dump. We're supposed to be de-escalating, okay? We're de-escalating right now. Oh, bring back my music. Jack AM got kicked off Jimmy Kimmel for a mental breakdown. Wait, really? I had a mental breakdown at Jimmy Kimmel Live and took one single day off for mental health. Then I was ostracized for nearly a year before I quit. Later, Jimmy told me in an email that my boss says, including his wife, pushes me out because he didn't believe me. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Is that most of the time when you like dig into these people, like it's actually usually like really sad, and it actually sucks for me because usually I want it like. When it comes to somebody like this, like I usually get like incredibly mad because these people, regardless of their mental health, they harm me, right? They cause me like material harm and immaterial harm, okay? This is genuinely fucking frustrating to deal with, like lunatics like this. And I mean that in every sense of the word. But then like when you start to dig into their life, it's like, okay, well fuck, like these people are actually like fucking pathetic. Like I don't even feel like I have a right to be mad at someone. Like I understand like why you would lash out at somebody like me over and over and over again. But then they cause me like real harm. So it's, I don't know, it's very frustrating. I wish that there were more like mentally stable people that I could fight with relentlessly online because it feels bad when I feel like I should be fully justified and like fucking shitting on these people relentlessly. But then when I like read up more on like how a lot of these people live their lives and stuff, it's like, fuck, now I just kind of feel bad. The sad thing is what you're saying is right, but this will be clipped and taken in the least positive. Oh, I don't really care how to take. Like, I think most of the people that are like super ultra fucking like evil clipping me and getting ultra fucking ass mad, like these people are like, when I say terminally online, I think that these are people that like a lot of their like well-being or self-worth or self-confidence like literally comes from like the time that they spend on Twitter. Like I think for a lot of these people, like retweets are like a form of like emotional currency for these people. Like that validation is honest to God, like the only thing that a lot of these people have. And it's unfortunate, but the way that we're kind of tribal, if that validation comes at the expense of like shitting on other people, like I think most people are fine with that. So then I kind of like, I guess in some ways it's good because I'm helping a lot of people. I guess I'm a job creator, and I guess I help people, I guess, I don't know, feel better at the end of the day, I guess, when they have somebody to attack. I don't know. Destiny, they know you're not a Nazi or a right-winger. They don't even believe half the shit. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's really weird. I have no idea. That's a really weird one. I'm sure some people probably think I'm a Nazi, if they, depending on the clips that they've seen of me. Yeah, damn, fuck. So now I feel bad for bullying this guy, which I shouldn't, because this guy is like part of... Okay, but you have to understand, so now I'm going to ask for sympathy. You have to understand how fucked up a position that this puts me in when I'm like being like relentlessly attacked by these insane people that are also like unhappy and unwell. I'm trying to think of, there's got to be like a movie example of this. I can't think of one right now, but... Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed. What the fuck?
What are you doing?
Don't worry about what I'm doing, ever.
Okay.